Welcome to another video, and today we gotta start with the extremely viral Waylay Super Boost.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, my Discord server was full of these Waylay Super Glides, and I think I've never seen a Valorant trick gone this viral. Sadly though, it became so popular that Riot Games fixed it within a week. Nah, Rito Games. That's no fun, I couldn't even make a video in time. But no worries my friends, you're watching a new episode of the Valorant Tips and Tricks Sent by You series. And in this series I show tons of tricks, but also bugs and glitches that do still work. Like this other Waylay glitch. It might be a little less useful than the previous glitch, but it's still a cool one. On Icebox, if you go to the defender spawn, jump over the gap and use your refract when you're on top of it, there's a chance that your spawn point will land in between the two gaps. When this happens, you can use your ability and look at that. You're basically standing on the ice over here. Like I said, not very useful, but it's a cool tricky to troll your friends with or even save a gun. Also, the OGs out there might remember this glitch, because back in the day, like 4 years ago, it was also possible with the Phoenix ultimate. And the funny part, years after this glitch got discovered, it's still possible with Phoenix. It's funny that they remove a Waylay Super Glide in only a week, and this Phoenix glitch is in the game for years now. And we're not done with talking about glitches, my friends, because here's another one. You know that on Haven, a lot of players would like to chill in this corner over there if they have a jump? Well, my friends, here's a very unfair counter, because if you walk to side from C-Link, you might notice that there's a small gap in between the boxes where you can see through. I have no idea how long this gap has been there. I've never noticed before myself, but now that I've seen it, I'm probably not able to ever unsee it. Okay, more glitches later, but first some real tricks again. Take a look at this clip.
Slow down.
Ooh, that's a very clean combo, Matty. There's one thing I would change though. On Ascent, I think 9 out of 10 times the enemies are planting the spike behind these boxes, right? So if you want to go for an aggressive retake with Waylay, instead of throwing your stun on the left side of the hut, just throw it straight above the hut, so your hinder will land behind the boxes, and then push with your teammates for an easy peasy win. I'm definitely gonna use this combo during my games. And about Waylay, here's a mechanic that not a lot of people know about. Here's the thing, when you use your ultimate normally, you will knock yourself a little bit to the back, and we can use that, because if you aim to the ground, use your ultimate and then jump, you will knock yourself up instead of to the back. And this mechanic you can use on so many different spots, on so many different maps. On Split, for example, if you know that the enemies are in heaven and you don't have a dash, you can use your ultimate from side, jump all the way onto these boxes, and then push the enemies easy peasy. The only downside is that if enemies are standing in your ultimate, you will peek them a little before they get stunned, but in the end I don't think it matters that much, because there's no way that they will expect you popping up like this, and usually they are busy with running away anyway. And about getting to higher spots, did you know that with Tahoe, if you stand on these boxes on Haven, you can actually place your drone all the way in heaven if you jump first. A very useful drone to get some early info and suppress the enemies that are trying to retake. Let's move on now. Did you know that if the enemy Astra is using her gravity well, you're actually able to move a little bit while defusing without cancelling your defuse? Just take a look at this.
My turn. My ultimate.
A very easy clutch for you, Killer Mame. Notice that in this round, Killer Mame placed the Sage wall very close to the spike, so when Astra used her gravity well, there was less space to move Sage around, and that's how Killer Mame could stick the spike. So if you play Sage and you're planning to go for a ninja defuse, consider saving your wall to place close to the spike and sneaky peeky defuse for you. And while we're talking about Astra, I need to come clean, because in last episode I said something that wasn't true. In that episode I said that if you plant the spike in the corner and place your Astra wall very close to the spike, the enemies were unable to kill you. If they try to get to you, they walk against you and they can't shoot through the wall. And even though it is true that the enemies are not able to kill you with the gun, a lot of people commented that they actually were able to kill you with the knife, and apparently after doing some tests, this is in fact the case. So my bad, whoopsie, I didn't know this was a thing. You're always able to knife enemies through an Astra wall, and this is actually a very useful mechanic to know, because like you see in this next clip, because Rigma could knife the enemy through the wall, he didn't have to peek into 3 enemies at the same time, and that's how he got an easy kill. Also, by the way, if you like this video this far, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate the support, and you'll make my kitten very happy. Next tricky, let's go to Fracture and talk about the zipline. There's one golden rule that everybody should know about the zipline, but apparently not everybody does, so I will repeat it again. If you notice that an enemy is taking the zipline, never follow that enemy, because of course the enemy will get to the other side first, and then they'll have the advantage over you. Just take a look at this clip. Killer Mame was taking the zipline, the enemies followed him, and they had no chance. This was not the only clip of Killer Mame, by the way. He also went back to the basics with a simple stun.
Shock it. Gotta go.
Spike down.
And a sneaky red spot. Tricks don't have to be complicated, right?
One enemy remains.
And also, you won this video's battle pass. Congrats, killer meme. Let's move on with some glitches again. If you go to this deathmatch map, to be honest, I kinda forgot how this map is called, but you know, the Ascent ripoff map, then use your Yoru teleport to this corner, and after that use your clone on the same spot. Apparently, your clone will simply just pop out of nowhere. I know, it's a very useless glitch because it's on a deathmatch map, but it's very strange, and this got me wondering, why does it happen over there? My first thoughts was maybe it's because of the bin, so I also did some tests on the real Ascent and used the clone and the teleport to this bin over there, but no, the clone didn't pop out of itself, so this glitch I have no explanation for. I'm wondering how you found out about this glitch, UV Spot. It's such a random glitch on a random place. Congrats on finding it, I guess. And about random glitches, I also have no explanation for this next one, but man, it must feel so tilted when this happens to you. Phew, that's very annoying, my friend. The fact that it also just simply disappears out of nowhere after a while. Funny game. I think it's time to take a small break from the glitches and tricks to showcase some trick shots and just funny Valorant moments. Let's start with the Killjoy sentry that's way better than every sentry I've ever seen.
One enemy.
What? A triple kill with an ability that only does like 12 damage? Very lucky, my friend. Another very lucky round is this round with the Outlaw.
Grounded.
2 shots, 4 kills, pretty nice. Let's ignore the Sova though. Next up we have a round where the aim trainer did pay off. And let's end with a true trick shot, a good old 360 quick scope. Back to the tricks. Recently, someone sent it in the Discord server. Apparently, on Lotus, if you throw your deadlock barrier on top of the roof, then dash into that barrier with Waylay, you can glitch onto the wall and hold the side from there. Whoa, okay, leuker. This is an insane spot, but is it still in the game? Moment of truth, drumroll please, and no. At least, I sadly couldn't get on top of the wall anymore. Maybe it's a skill issue on my part, but I think it got fixed. Out of nowhere, Rito Games is sharp with fixing those bugs. At least every bug except for the Phoenix one. No worries though, here's a tricky that you are still able to use. If you notice that a lot of enemies are behind the smoke and you want to go for a sneaky red play, you need to be careful because most of the times the enemies will also be careful when pushing. However, a thing you can do with Sage is throw your orb down and then push into your smoke while shift walking. And because you threw your orb down, probably not a lot of enemies will expect that you pushed, and that's how it's genius tricked with the minds of the enemies and got 4 kills in this round. A red play with extra layers. Well played, it's genius. And about Sage, here's another unique Sage trick that you can use on a lot of maps. By now, almost every Valorant player knows the Sage trick where they will place the wall, then push forward and chill in a red corner, right? Most players, especially in the higher ranks, don't fall for this anymore. However, there's a sneaky thing you can do with the same concept, only then a little bit more unique, and that's on bind. Instead of pushing while placing the wall behind you, what you can do is stand over here in hookah and then place your wall on those boxes on the other side. Why does this wall have a higher chance of success? Well, first of all, it's a very common spot for those grim wannabes that are standing on top of the wall behind these curtains, and the second reason is that your wall will poke a little bit through the entrance, so enemies pushing know that there's a Sage wall on the right, and if they push they will probably look to the right. This is how Tekri got some nice kills. Well played, my friend.
Rest.
Let's talk about Waylay again. Here's something that I should have noticed, but I actually didn't notice before. But did you know that if you use your dash with Waylay, you will never take fall damage? This means that you can aim down, use your dash on the last second and no fall damage. Or you can jump up very high, do your double dash and still take no fall damage. I've been playing Waylay for so many games now, and I didn't even think about it once. A pretty useful mechanic for this agent. And this was the last trick of the episode. Big shout out to everyone who submitted something. I hope you learned something new, and if you didn't see the last episode yet, definitely click on the video on the left. Thank you for watching and bye bye, my friends.